Yep. Sorry. I've successfully thrown the trash. My fingers almost killed me there. Now I have to walk back and see if I can be able to take a quick warm shower and then take a quick breakfast, rush get my grandchild, see if I can get to town. We live in the village, deep in the village, but the village is good. As you can see, it's got industries. It creates a lot of employment for people. This is a small village of about 200 people, and we have factories and industries that is employing hundreds and hundreds of people. So people have to come from other communities to come to work here, and it offers, as you can see behind me, there is a factory there, and behind me here there's also a big factory that makes one of Swedish most famous bathrooms called Swedbury. Um, Maybe I can take a walk, and if you look in the showroom, they have very classic bathrooms. Very classic bathrooms. I don't know if this is a showroom. There's a lot in the showroom across the other side. Um, they make showers, bathtubs, very beautiful stuff. As you can see, we don't have time for that. Today we have another business, and I also work like 200 meters down from there, so it's not very far. Uh, I'll continue with my story. That after my wife would finish work, she would drop into the shop where we were. They would take our stocks, and then I would pick her from the shop, pick the kids in a specific waiting place, and or rather to avoid jams. Sometimes we would do it smart, that we would park our vehicle in our local church, which was right at the center of the city, Old Saints Cathedral, and then everybody would assemble into the car. From my errands where I was, I would get to the car, and the children would get to the car. Having had a long time in school, my wife would sometimes manage with public transport from High Ridge to the city center. After doing the accounts, so we meet in the vehicle, and then there would be a big traffic jam. So sometimes we would wait up to around 9 o'clock late in the night when the traffic has gone down. How, for those of you who live in Nairobi, you know what it means leaving city center. And then we would go slowly to avoid using so much fuel on the traffic jam. So by the time we got home, it would be almost 10, 11 at night. The children have to do their homework. Is when we have to see how the meals are done. We have to flip through their homework, and kids sleep. And then guess what? Again, early in the morning, you cannot wake up late. So the whole thing would start around 4 a.m. And 4 a.m., guys would be set before the jam gets really bad. And that was our life in Nairobi. And 5 a.m., you rush as quick as possible before the traffic gets very big. And you'd park in the place, and then the kids would go to school. And still, with all those hassles, it was very, very difficult to make ends meet. Uh, uh, it was very, very difficult to make ends meet. Uh, the money for fuel, the money for rent, the money for, I don't know, it was difficult. It was a very difficult life. And my dream was that one day, if I make it to Europe, things will be very, very different. And a few friends of mine who had moved to England, they would really give me the impression that there's a lot of sterling pounds hanging in the air, and it's just a cruising life, and you'll have this and that, and wow, it was quite a rosy life. Like, you have all the coins that you need, and I was really wondering when I'll even break it even, to come out of. To me, it was like living right at the edge of the poverty line. It was very difficult for us. We were used to having 1 or 2 meals a day. That's one we've grown up with, and even my eating habits at this particular moment is an evidence of what my past life had been. We don't eat so much in our house. I see some people really put food and it becomes like a party on the table. It's not with us, because what we went through, we had to live by the day, and we just needed something to keep us going. A little breakfast there, bread, a slice of bread and tea for breakfast, maybe little chips and a piece of a sausage for lunch, and dinner would be also a simple Kenyan meal, ugali and some skuma wiki, or ugali and some beef or chicken, whatever it would be, or chapati one day, rice the other day, something like that. We would change it here and there. Spaghetti was something for the Sundays, I can't forget that. And yeah, like that. So since I moved this side, what hit me first was that many dollars that hang on people's pockets, and people are just rich. You can just fly up and down and change things here and there. That was not true here. We have to work, and I depend on my job. To run my life. I got bills to pay, uh, and as an African, I have a family to support, because I come from a very big family, and all of them are in that economy back down there. So I have nothing much I can say or do about it. I don't know, things. It's a life of struggle, and they've come to learn that it's not that trees full with dollars that I just pick them and I have to just pick them and I have nothing to do with them and send them to Africa. No, that's not true. I mean, here it's expensive. Like right now, it's winter, and one of the biggest expenses that we have right now is keeping the house warm. Which one would appreciate? Right now, it's minus 17 degrees centigrade out here. And you can imagine if that was to be inside the house. So heating can be an expense. The prices of fuel. I passed the petrol station and I missed to highlight that on the video. I should have taken the responsibility just show it. But next time I'm passing through there, I'll do that. Prices of fuel have really gone up, so petrol is a bit expensive, so transport is another thing. And yeah, housing is compared to Kenya is reasonable. It could be expensive, but I find it reasonable here. Just the other week I was in Holland, and I did realize that mortgages and rents are very, very high, very, very expensive. And I tend to thank God that I'm in Sweden, where it is affordable compared to the other side. And yeah, we got bills to pay, we got power to pay, we got internet to pay, we got clothing to pay, we got families to support, we got food to do, we got taxes to pay, we got all that kind of stuff. So what I do is I don't coil my life just marveling at how life is difficult. But in my pilgrim life, what I always do is I try to make my hustle and my survival interesting by moving. Because in a pilgrim's life, man is always on the move. And I like doing new things every day. New things every day. Like today, I have to make the day new for my granddaughter. I have to go and get that new laptop before I go to work. And I have to keep my body moving. I've done a little exercise. And it's an exciting it's exciting how I put my life. So since I came here, um, I work as a technician. My wife also works as a nurse. She she trained, and she works as a nurse. And we always laugh when I remember her salary and compared with what she's earning right now. We always wonder, whoa, 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 whoa. And yeah, I can't, I'm not a politician, and I'm not into politics, so I can't say much. But you could imagine for for 24 years that she worked in that hotel with a salary of 2,000. By the way, when she started, it was worse. It was around 1,500, which was like 150 crowns. 150 crowns is almost like some $10. I think, yeah. Yeah, it was like some $10 a month. And that's what she used to earn. And most of it would be deducted because she was a supervisor and the other workers were underpaid. So these workers would help themselves with some soap or a towel or some guests' gifts. You know, different guests would come with from abroad with some interesting stuff. So they would be tempted and steal. But whenever anything was stolen, it was taken from my wife's salary, and that month we would go without, or maybe she would get like 100 bob, which is like 10 crowns for the entire of that month. I won't mention the name of the hotel, but that's what kind of life that we went through. And yeah, wow, the snow is very deep. It's almost like 3-4 centimeters deep in. Yeah, it gets very interesting walking. So if you watch behind me on this side, that is the lake. The lake is totally frozen, and very soon it will be possible that somebody can go and ski over it. You just get a ski board and just go across the lake. It's totally frozen. It's pretty cold. And yeah, this is Power Walk. This is the village where we live, and I'm I'm very happy in this village. This is the best place I've ever lived in my life, and I thank God for it. It's a place where I have a lot of peace, a lot of peace. And when I talk about peace, I remember the last time I was in Nairobi. I think it had gotten into the mode that you don't sleep 100% because burglary was at any time. So you're on the alert for defense with your weapons here and there. I'd been attacked about 3-4 times by thugs, and it's a very scary thing. And in 2 occasions, they nearly killed me. I've survived death more than 4 times, 4 or 5 times in the hands of muggers. And this is one place ever since I came, I've never experienced that kind of stuff. Our windows are very wide, the fences are very low, and we don't have to worry about thugs breaking in or somebody strangling your neck. So these are some of the privileges that we do have here, and I thank God for that. Yeah. So as I was putting that, for me now to balance my travels, my income, and my lifestyle, it's a very thin line because life is generally expensive. We got responsibilities, yet I have to go on with a pilgrim. And my pilgrim sense is that I have to keep my passion for travel, and I like seeing new things each and every day, new places, new people. And right now I'm hitting 60. This is something I began at the age of 18. I think I began walking around, moving around at the age of 12, when I would be taken down to my grandmother's village back in the western province of Kenya. Then I would be so curious. I wanted to know, where did my grandmother come from? And if it was a distance that was walkable, sometimes they were strangely long, but I would walk those distances just as a curiosity to know where the historical background would be. So I was, as a child from 12, had done about 3 to 4 districts, no, 5 districts, I think so, or locations, if I may call them. Yeah, locations. So coming from the Nyanza side, I think I'd visited Kisumu Rural. I'd visited Maseno, the other side. I'd visited Game, a place called Sakwa. I was wondering how to get with a boat across to the side of South Nyanza, Migori, that side. But later on I did it. I went up to the border to Isibania. I was curious. And if I take Western Province, I was in Kakamega, I was in Busia, I was in Malabar. I did things with my own country. So the pilgrim thing started a long time ago. I was in Tanzania, I was in Arusha, Iringa. I don't know. I've been a pilgrim, man. I've been a pilgrim ever since I was a kid. And this is my life, this is my passion. And I was wondering one day I'll be rich and I'll be just, traveling jet up and down. And that has never been there, but still I travel. Still, I travel. A few weeks ago, I was in Paris for a day, and just being in France, taking and having lunch, and then taking a tour, visiting the opera, and at the end of the day, pick a plane and back. Thanks to the courtesy that some of these offers come that you have a cheap ticket on one day. So I'm always on the lookout. I'm always on the lookout for that, and I pick those cheap tickets and I get to use them for the purpose of my pilgrim satisfaction. And yeah, it keeps me going. It keeps me going. And I think I have fun in my life because each and every day I have something new to do. And life to me each and every day is new and interesting. And I never complain that I'm bored of this and that and I have nothing to do. I think I'm always rushing against time. Right now, I have an apartment across here, and the bathroom is undone. And I got friends who are coming on the 20th for a party at another friend's place, and they would like to sleep over there. So my head is already working overtime. How I'm supposed to work on that bathroom such that when they come, they'll have a place to shower. I was renovating the house, but due to too much movement, the whole of December has just passed like that. I've not had the opportunity to finish the renovations. I had planned that by October I would be done with the renovations, but it has not so happened because of my pilgrim way of life. And thanks a lot, guys. That's the end of the few kilometers power walk. And now I'm back home. I think I better take a hot shower and breakfast and then rush for my granddaughter. Thank you. I'll talk to you after the shower.